main thing is once you have a property that aligns up with your like analysis, whatever it is, and you are financially prepared, you know, you have the capacity, pull the trigger. I have a couple friends that are in real estate as well, and they lose out on deals all the time because like they're waiting to time the market and everything. And it's just like, if it aligns with what you want, then it doesn't matter. Like, sure, you can target the market and get a little bit more, but like, as long as it hits your criteria, then why aren't you moving on it? The main thing is, I would say, is just like, don't over leverage yourself. If your down payment for your property is $20,000, don't come to the table with just $20,000 because something is going to happen. You might not be able to get a tenant in time for like, you know, the next cycle of your mortgage, and you need to have some sort of buffer to allow yourself to, you know, just make mistakes. My dinner table was just me, my mom and dad, and the television. And we would just kind of watch TV and yell at the TV together. And that was kind of our like, you know, bonding time.
Very cool. Very cool. What was that? What was a favorite meal you guys had?
Ooh, I love my mom's tuna noodle casserole.
Yeah.
That was always the best. And a little extra, if my grandma ever came over, she would bring peach cobbler. So that was
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That sounds good. That sounds good. Very cool. So growing up, what was, were you an entrepreneurial type kid? Were you the kid that was, you know, selling things in school, or did you have other jobs or anything like that you started when you were young?
Yeah. So my first entrepreneurial thing was when I was a kid, and I would get Yu-Gi-Oh cards and like Pokemon cards and Dragon Ball Z cards, and I would make my own packs, and then I would sell them to my friends. So like you can get all of the games all in one pack, and that was kind of like my first entrepreneurial endeavor. And then in high school, I started a clothing line called Abstract Clothing, and as a 14-year-old kid, like making, you know, $200-300, that was more than enough. So I didn't really have a job in high school or anything. So yeah.
That's very cool. So how are you sourcing materials? Were you sewing them yourselves, or what? How is that working?
Yeah. So I found a local print shop,
Okay.
and I also paid some people, like some designers in my high school, to like make designs, and yeah, and then I'll just sell it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So was this like you had them in your backpack running around the school
Yeah.
gym or the school playground, and you're
Yeah, I had
slinging
it in my
clothes?
locker and just like all rolled up, like the military rolled for
Yeah.
t-shirts, and they were just stuffed in there, and I would just sell them.
That's awesome. That's great. That's great. So talk a little bit about what happened after you went to high school, and did you end up going to college? What did you go to college for?
Yeah, I graduated from Stowe High School, and then I went to the University of Akron for marketing. And when I went to college, I met some people, and we decided to try to start up a marketing agency.
Okay.
And we had some successes, a lot of failures, but a lot of learning happened during those years.
What types of learnings?
The main one was how to kind of like track things for clients, as well as just talking to clients as well.
Yeah, and like what do you mean tracking? Were you guys using some type of software or something like that, or
just for like reporting? At first, we were just kind of just sending an email. Like, we're 18, we're just sending an email like, we did all of this, and they're like, so.
Yeah.
So we started like just having like a nice little report that we made and everything, and explain the value of all the things that we did and stuff like that.
Very cool. Very cool. What types of things were you doing for these people? Was it like SEO? Was it
So
social?
a lot of it was SEO, a lot of it was social, and then just basic web development.
Yeah. Very cool. So you're doing web pages and all that kind of stuff too. Very, very cool. Well, excellent. So you were doing all of this, you know, through college, a little bit out of college. What happened next in your path?
The next thing that kind of happened, I guess like on the creative side, I started to do music, and I've always kind of done music on the side and everything. But my senior year of college, I decided to actually try to pursue music, as well as still work in the marketing world.
Very cool. So what types of music did you get into initially?
So at first, I guess like rewinding it, it was like hip hop, and I was in a couple of bands during high school. And then once I graduated college, I decided to start singing and like writing pop music.
Oh, very cool, very cool. So you play different instruments and all of that, or are you basically the singer or?
Yeah, I'm the writer and the singer,
Okay,
the
okay.
face of the operation, if you
Yeah,
will.
the face. That's awesome. So do you guys do shows
Yeah.
anywhere or?
So we perform, well, not anymore because of
Yeah.
COVID, but yeah, we perform quite often. We release music all the time, and
Mhm.
yeah, it's just a nice little fun side project that I get to do that is almost paying for itself now. So
Oh, that's great. That's great. So what would you how do you make money today producing music? Like what's
yeah,
I'm
so there
assuming there's
are
different ways, but
so many different ways. Like everyone kind of thinks it's just like I don't know, Jay-Z is the epitome, which he is, but the way that you can make music is by streaming, like streams and everything, and selling all straight off of iTunes as well as shows. But
mhm.
something that I just kind of started to get into is writing for other artists. So I am writing for a A&R for like K-pop groups. So like
Okay.
that's like another way of making money. Another way is like through merch, as well
Okay.
as like just actually selling songs to just random artists that want just fully produce songs for themselves.
Wow, wow. So you're writing for K-pop bands. Do you produce all the music to them behind that, or is it just lyrics that you're putting together?
Yeah, it's just lyrics I'm putting together. They just send out a bunch of beats from all of their producers, and they say, this song is for this band, this song is for this solo artist. They want it to be happy, they want it to be sad, about a
Huh.
girl, about whatever. And yeah,
And so then you have the ability to be able to write a song based on some music that you've been given, and
yes.
then they just have the artist. Wow, that's impressive. I
Thank
wish
you.
I am like the most unmusically inclined person. I've tried to learn guitar a couple of times, and I don't have the mental dexterity to be able to stick with it. So that's that's really impressive.
Thank
So
you.
so you also invest in real estate. Can you talk a little bit about what made you get into that? What drew you to that?
Yeah. So basically when I first graduated college, I got like my big kid job, and I was also DJing on the weekends.
Hmm.
And for the first year that I was out of school, I was working literally every single day. So Monday through Friday, my normal job, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday DJing. And I was like, wow, I am making a lot of money, and I don't want to waste it.
Hmm.
Like being, 21, 22, I'm like, I don't want to completely ruin this by doing something stupid. So I started listening to Bigger Pockets,
Hmm.
and they were just saying like, how you can kind of invest into real estate and everything. And then a year or two later, I bought my first duplex.
Very cool. Very cool. And is that in Akron too, or where?
Yeah, it's in a suburb of Akron. Yeah.
Okay. Very, very cool. That's awesome. So is that the only one you have? Do you have more or?
Yeah, currently that's the only one I have. I am looking for my next property. I'm all about just trying to find the right one that kind
Yeah.
of like lines up with exactly that I want, rather than just trying to grab anything.
Yeah. No, makes perfect sense. So talk a little bit about some of the learnings that you had, maybe even some of the challenges that you faced when when you said, "Hey, I want to get into rental property or into real estate investing." What were some of the things that you were
Yeah.
challenged with?
So the main thing that was a challenge was getting a good tenant.
Hmm.
When I first got the property, there was a tenant that was already grandfathered in, and she is amazing. And then the other side, I was like, I need to find somebody real fast before the end of the month, and I have to like pay the mortgage and everything. And I just found the first person with a heartbeat and
Hmm.
had the deposit. And fast forward a couple years, when they moved out, the entire place was destroyed.
Hmm.
Like there was actually mulch underneath my vents.
Oh my
And
God.
I'm just like, how? Like,
Oh
how
my
did you
God.
do that?
Wow.
But yeah, so with that, I kind of learned that I need to just take my time with like finding the right tenant, do like the due diligence, and not just pick the first person that you see. And after that, I've had just amazing tenants that they love the place more than I do, and they take care of it. they add things to it when they want
Yeah.
to and everything. And yeah.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. What so how did you qualify to be able to buy that? Obviously you had some money, you said you were doing well.
Yeah.
Was getting a loan or anything like that, was that ever a question, an issue, anything like that?
No, no. So it's all about like having the right amount of credit versus the right amount of money for the type of loan that you have. So
Hmm.
for new investors, it will probably be like an FHA loan, and then you're gonna have to like house hack that way. Or if you want a just a fully investment property, you're gonna have to put down about like 20 to 25% of the value.
Got it. Got it. Okay. And how did you go about finding that first property? Were you
I had a real estate agent. Just I got a pre-approval, and then I just started kind of calling around. And believe it or not, some people like they don't want to give you the time or day, and just you're like a new investor with nothing, and they're like, okay, whatever. And I found one, and then she just started sending over properties that kind of aligned with what I wanted, as well as me just simply looking on Zillow.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Excellent. And so once you started having this influx of opportunities that you looked at, how did you go about analyzing, evaluating which ones might be the right one for you? And you even alluded before that you want to find the right one for you. How are you analyzing these?
Yeah, so the I guess just to step back for a second, we're not going to talk about like it just has to be like a quality property versus like it's not dilapidated and all that.
Mhm.
But the main thing that I was looking for is the area. Like I want to have a great area that has a great school district in a neighborhood with families. Like I know a lot of people like dive into the numbers side of things, and maybe once I get a little bit more sophisticated, I will. But at the end of the day, for the type of properties that I'm looking for, if you have a good school district in a neighborhood with families, you're going to have a tenant that's going to be there forever.
Hmm. Yeah, no, makes perfect sense. What so have you had any learnings in your quest for the next one where you've made any mistakes or anything like that where you've had a learning of what not to do when you're evaluating properties?
Not too much. I guess like the main thing is once you have a property that aligns up with your like analysis, whatever it is, and you are financially prepared, you have the capacity, pull the trigger.
Hmm.
I have a couple friends that are in real estate as well, and they lose out on deals all the time because like they're waiting to time the market and everything, and it's just like if it aligns with what you want, then it doesn't matter. Like, sure, you can target the market and get a little bit more, but like as long as it hits your criteria,
Hmm.
then why aren't you moving on it?
Hmm. Yeah. So I guess that would also require you to get very focused on what your criteria actually is as well,
Exactly.
which is smart as well. So what is your criteria that you're? I know you mentioned the good neighborhoods. Is there anything else that you look for?
Yeah. So I'm looking for duplexes or smaller houses. So
Mhm.
a unit between like 8 and 1,000 square feet. So like not too big. So like I can easily handle it. Typically 2 bed, 1 bath, and yeah, that's about it from that kind of side of things. I
Okay.
typically look in the 150 range,
Okay.
and yeah,
Very cool. So, and are you looking, are these, you mentioned, dilapidated, which I guess you could have, differing varying degrees of
sure,
dilapidatedness,
sure.
if that's even a word. But what's, are you willing to get in there and do some work on the properties, or do you pretty well like something that is, basically all put together and you go in, maybe do some paint and that kind of thing, or again, do you do a
Yeah,
little bit more work?
I don't want to put more than about like $10,000 to $20,000 into it, so nothing crazy. I don't want to, fix a roof or blow out any doors or walls. So
Got
that's
it.
kind of
Got it. Excellent.
relatively
Excellent.
easy stuff, and that's why I stay in that kind of small square footage, so
Yep.
it's not too big.
Yeah, got it, got it. Talk about a little bit about how you developed your team. I'm assuming, do you do all the work yourself, or do you have people that come in and help you with plumbing or electrical or
Sure.
HVAC or anything like that? Can you talk a little bit about how you built your team, how you sourced your team?
Yeah. So the first thing is a couple of the people just came from my dad when he used to like build houses for us and to live in and everything. So I, already had a painter, already had like an electrician, already had like a craftsman that can like make doors and everything. But for the other side of it, it's just kind of the basic. You go on Google, find the best one, get a quote, call the second one, get a quote from them, and just start kind of like comparing.
Hmm.
And then yeah, if you do good work, I will definitely call you back, and if not, I'll start that process over again.
Yeah, yeah. Got it, got it. Okay. So you mentioned your dad was building houses for you guys. Is that what he did? Was he a builder, or
Oh,
was
no,
there?
no, 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 just like our family, like just growing up, like we would move,
I
to
see.
jobs and stuff like that. So
Yep, got it,
yeah.
got it. Okay, got it. Yeah, no, this is great. So do you have any tips or anything for people that are, looking to get involved in real estate? I know that you mentioned, a few things, but anything that any challenges that you thought of that come to mind that, you can say, hey, I'm glad I learned that, or I'm glad that I made that mistake. Now I know I won't do it again. Is there anything you can
Sure.
think of?
The main thing is, I would say, is just like don't over leverage yourself. If your down payment for your property is $20,000, don't come to the table with just $20,000 because something is going to happen. You might not be able to get a tenant in time for like the next cycle of your
Mhm.
mortgage, and you need to have some sort of buffer to allow yourself to just make mistakes.
Yeah. Do you have any type of I guess framework for how large of a buffer, or how long do you basically give yourself of a runway, I guess you can say?
Sure. So this is just kind of going based off the fact that I don't want to do like a lot of work,
Hmm.
but maybe about like 3 or 4 months of the mortgage. And that should give you enough time to be able to like, find somebody, make the repairs and things like that.
Excellent, excellent. Well, this has been fantastic, Mark. If people wanted to get in touch with you or learn a little bit more, about what you're doing, either on the music side or even on the investing side, how would you say the best way to get in touch with you would be?
Sure. So, for the professional side of things, I'm Mark Anderson on LinkedIn. The picture looks like me, so just find that one. And then for music, it's Love Abstract, LUV Abstract, one word. And yeah.
Very cool. So, and for the Love Abstract, where would they find that at?
Oh, I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, Instagram, Twitter, everything.
Cool. And you would you're available to write songs, to create scores, or no, you don't.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
do
don't
you would?
create scores. I do not.
Okay, okay.
But the words,
The
absolutely.
words. You're the songwriter. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. No, that's fantastic. Yeah, no, thanks for being on the show here. And we like to be able to keep in touch with people that have been on the show. So we'd love to be able to reach back out to you here in the next year or so and see maybe you found your second one, or maybe you've gone on to other things as well. And would love to follow up with you and learn a little bit more from you.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Mark.
Absolutely. Thank you.